Hello students, welcome to the next class of the statistics. In this unit we are studying hypothesis testing. In the last lecture we had seen what we mean by the hypothesis testing and some definitions, and we had started the students t test, and we had already solved some practical examples on the students t test. So let's continue with one more example. Let's see this example number 83. A fertilizer mixing machine to said to give 12 kg of nitrate for quintal bag of fertilizer to 100 kg bags are examined. Now 10 of 100 kg bags are examined. The percentage of nitrate per bag are as follows: 11, 14, 13, 12, 13, 12, 13, 14, 11 and 12. Is there any reason to believe that the machine is defective? Value for T for 9 degree of freedom is given as a 2.262. So we have some data. We have the standard value of the T at some specific degree of freedom. Now let's start solving this by calculating the T at the given degree of freedom 9. If we remember the formula of the T, if we need to calculate the T, we must require few things like we require X bar. We can go to the formula of T, just see. So this is the formula of T. So just to calculate, we need these values of S, X bar, the universal mean and the number of the observations or the sample size. So we'll go back and create the table accordingly. So we have the values according to those values we can calculate. So we have the X values, we can calculate the D and the deviation D square. Using these values we can finally find out the summation of these values. So this is summation of T, this is summation of D square, and this is summation F of X. Now using the formula, if you remember the formula of finding out the mean, so we will calculate the value of this X bar. So the X bar is always sigma of X upon n, that comes to be 12.5, and if we know that in the question the universal mean is already given, that is 12. Now we need to find out the standard deviation. So for the standard deviation the formula is sigma of D square upon n, that is why we had calculated the column sigma D square. Then this is coming 1.024. The standard value of T at 9 degree of freedom is given into the question, that is 2.62. Substituting these values into the formula, we can see that the T is coming 1.54. We simply need to calculate all these things, and just by comparing this 1.54 with the standard value of T, we can see the value of T is less than the standard value. So there is no reason to believe that machine is defective. So this is how we can solve the hypothesis question based on the T test. We had seen that there are two major goals of T test. One we had already covered in identifying whether the hypothesis has to be accepted or rejected. Now let's talk about the second objective of this T test. This is testing for the difference between means of two small samples. So this is the next objective, that we can test for the difference between means of two small samples. Now let's go and see what will be the formula of this. Now let's see, this is the formula for comparing. We can see that this is the formula T, where x1 bar is the mean for the first sample, x2 bar is the mean for the second sample, and similarly the sigma 1 and sigma 2 are the standard deviations of first and the second sample. So we'll have to work on both these samples and find out these values, and then on substituting these values into the equation, n1 and n2, these were the n1 and n2 are the number of samples of the two samples, and this is the calculation. By substituting all these values into the equation, we can find out the difference between two small samples. So let's see this with the help of a question. Let's see the question, example number 85. The two independent samples of 8 and 7 items respectively had the following values. So the sample 1 has 8 number of items, and the sample 2 has 7 values. So these are the observations for sample 1 and these are the observations for sample 2. Is the difference between the means of the sample significant? So we have asked the difference, whether the difference is significant. Is the difference between the means of the sample significant? Given the values for V at 13, the T at 0.05 is 2.16. So at the confidence level, the T is being the standard value of T here is given as 2.16. So now we need to calculate all the things for both the samples. Let's assume the first sample as the values of given in the terms of x, and for the other let's the values are given in the terms of y. So we need to calculate x bar, that is the mean for the first sample. We will need to calculate the mean for the second sample, that will be indicated by y bar, and similarly the standard deviations of both the samples. So you can see that we have taken the values into the table. We have x, and we will find out the square of the deviation. This is d square, where assume mean we have taken as x is equal to 12. We have already talked about how we can take the assume mean from the values of x. So this is the deviation, square of the deviation. For the second sample, this is for the second sample, we have the values of y. We can take the assumed mean from y. We have been taken as 10, and then we have calculated the square of the deviation into this column. So we can simply calculate these values and identify the results. Now let's talk about the values that we have calculated. So you can see we will be calculating the x bar by sigma of x upon n. For the first sample, the number of items was 8. Sigma of x was found to 94. You can see into the table, and so this sigma of bar x bar, that is mean, comes to the 11.75, right? And then standard deviation for x. So this is the standard deviation for the first variable. So you can see the standard deviation for the first sample comes to the 4.1875. Similarly, we have calculated the mean and standard deviation for the second sample, where the number of items were 7. So we have this y bar as 10.43. Sigma of y have been calculated from the table. Then sigma y square, that is the standard deviation for the second sample, that comes to be 3.438. Now we'll have to find out the combined standard deviation, as that combined standard deviation will be applied into the formula. So for the combined standard deviation, this is the formula: S is equal to under root sigma x minus x bar square plus sigma y minus y bar square divided by n1 plus n2 minus of 2, where we have all the values. The x are associated with the first sample, y is associated with the second sample, n1 is the number of items into the first sample, n2 is the number of items into the second sample. We have all the values in the table, so we just substitute these values into the equation, and we found that the combined standard deviation is 2.13. So this is 2.13. Now we will put all the values into the formula, and we have already seen that the formula for this t for the two samples, for the difference of two samples, is given by x bar minus y bar divided by s under root 1 upon n1 plus 1 upon n2. So we have all these values: mean of first sample, mean of second sample, combined standard mean, standard deviation. This is n1, the items into the first sample, item into the second sample. So we will substitute all the values, and we see that the t comes to be 1.12. So this is 1.12. As we can see that if we'll compare this from the standard value, what was the standard value that was given into the question? That is 2.16. So if we'll compare the value from the standard value that is calculated for standard value for 13 degree of freedom is 2.16. Now this is the calculated value is basically lesser than the standard value, so the difference between the means of sample is non-significant. The 5% value of t for 13 degree of freedom is given to be 2.16. Since the calculated value, which is 1.12, is less than the 2.16, then we can conclude that the difference between the means of the sample is non-significant. If it would have been greater than 2.16, for example, let's say 2.4, then we would have said that the difference between the means of the sample is significant, but here it is not significant. So that's it for the today's lecture. In the next lecture we will talk about the next test, that is the chi-square test.